Hey guys, this is the professor with Day Trading for Success. Good afternoon. I'm on a weekend here. I'm going to show you the evolution of volume, the volume indicators and the volume profile through time here over the last 3 or so years, about how they've evolved with custom indicators and how people read them from the beginning and how to set them up through Thinkorswim. So it should be pretty interesting for those, because the volume is really, really important in your trades. So you're seeing here a layout that I created to sort of show this so I could go through it quickly, but it's similar to a lot of the layouts that I'm trading now. So you should watch some of the videos. You can get this layout for free on many of them. And I will be having some free custom indicators on this video as well. So make sure you go and look for those, and we'll talk about those as well. But this is going to be a very informative tutorial about volume and how it's progressed, how professional traders look at it, and how you might, some of these that you might want to or might not want to use yourself, and overall trading tips and ideas. So obviously there's no live trading today, but I still want you to remember that this is an entertainment channel. Please do not try to copy or emulate any of the trading advice that I give you here or any of the trading demonstrations. Seek a licensed financial advisor. I am not one. And that's what good advice for anybody you watch or anything you read on online or in a book. Just speak to someone licensed and trade in a simulator, and always make a day trading plan for a loss per day and loss per trade. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you a 1-minute setup here, layout here. Actually, this is a day chart here, but I'm going to show you all the volume profiles on intraday 1 minute. So I'm going to just get right into a layout that is sort of like all here in one. That's going to be very confusing. Let me zoom this up. We're going to start with like everything that you might ever want to use or you say is way too busy. We'll start with that, because this is the way I trade, right? And when you zoom in on a 1 minute, it's really not that busy, right? But let's talk about that's debatable to how you trade. So a couple things here. Let me get this zoomed in down here. This is we're going to be talking about, this is one of the volume indicators down here at the bottom. That is a lot more than that, but we're going to be talking about this separately, but I just kind of wanted to, you could see what it looked like. This is the scalping indicator. So what do you have right here? So let's just go over this first, and then I'll start with the history of your default volume and how it has progressed through time. So stick around, because it's pretty interesting, and you may want one of the middle iterations rather than the final most amazing volume indicators. It just depends on how you trade. But let's talk about this. So this is the scalping indicator, and I believe this is the best one, but we'll show you a whole bunch of others. And there's different kinds too, because there's a volume profile. This is the market magnet. You see these stripes coming across here in the middle, and these arrows are part of that. And there's the magenta line is the magnet that draws the price action. And then there's usually the bottom range and the top range based on large cap. This is a custom script that is invaluable and used by a lot. Now it's getting more and more used by professional traders that used to originally use the Thinkorswim's volume profile, which is very good as well. I used it, as you know, I have many videos about it, and I used it for a long time. I'm now using the market magnet. I think it's better, but it's the same mechanics. It's the same math. It's just tweaked for large cap and to show you more information. For instance, these labels, across here. So we'll go over this in more detail. This is also the multi-chart alignment up here. So that 5-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour, and 4 hour, I always have up on either a 5-minute chart or a 1-minute chart, because there are some people that only trade on 5-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute, or 1 hour, 4 hour charts. That's how they trade. So they're looking at that candle color. They're all red. So knowing what they're looking at when their candle is about to close, and these vertical lines show you in 5-minute increments when those candles might close. There's a 30-minute candle, a 15-minute candle, there's a 4-hour candle. Knowing when that's about to close, as the candle comes up to that, it's very, very helpful to make your decision. It's one more thing you want to think about to make a decision whether to go long or go short or to get out of a position that you're in. So that's a very, very handy indicator. The other indicator that's on here is these little gray lines are marking every half and every whole dollar. So what that is those are psychological levels where people like to go in and go out at half dollars and whole dollars. So it's sort of like marking that as like knowing when to trade with the crowd, like how many people have set their trades or their exits on those levels. A lot of them, right? Now you can mark those out on every chart and on every stock, or you could get a really simple indicator that puts them all there for you, or you may not want them at all. Kind of depends on how you trade. I mean, if you're trading on a longer chart than a 5-minute, you probably have a checklist to look for these things. It's in your face and it's easier. I'm working on the perfect entry video now, and these are some of the things that come into play. Like you're looking for like 6 to 10 different things without getting analysis paralysis. You're looking for as much information as you can, especially if you're only going to take one trade a day or a couple trades a day. You want to make sure that at least the best that you can, that you're entering the right direction and the right price. No guarantee. Read Trading in the Zone, Mark Douglas. I have a link to it. Obviously, anything can go against you, but the more things you get to weigh in your favor, the better chance you have. You overcome the probability of failure. So your probability and outcome, your outcome shoots up. Because typically it's not going to be up. So you need everything you can. It's not as bad as the casinos because you're starting even, right? But we're not really trained to trade, and we think that we can somehow manipulate the market or manipulate the answers or pray or do whatever. So the more actual solid historical data, meaning based on what other people have done prior, the more you can get of that, the more it skews you to being a more profitable trader. Every decision we make is based on something that just happened, whether it be just a few minutes ago or a year ago. You're looking at a certain pattern, a certain volume, a certain structure. You're looking at something. So those people that say, I'm not a pattern trader, there is nothing else but a pattern trader, right? There's nothing else. So I don't get the logic there. It doesn't even make sense. Whether or not you mark them on your chart, that I'm not even going to go down the road. Anyway, so this is what I would typically have as a layout to do intraday scalping. And then I would pick a specific strategy like the RV strategy or one of the open strategies. And I would help with support and resistance levels. Oh, there's one more thing on here that's really important, and that is the buy-sell oscillator. And you see these arrows. So these arrows tell you they come up right when the candle is forming or when it closes, and then they predict the direction of the next candle. See here? Said it was going to go up, it went up. Said it was going to go down, it went down. Said it was going to go down, it went down. So this is another one that I use. This is a fairly new custom indicator. They're not right all the time, but keep in mind, like even this one, see, right? This said it was going to go up. Well, here's where the candle closed. Before this candle closed here, it did go up, and then it came back and closed. So you just have to be, reactive. But they really do tell you a lot of what's about to happen. So, but they're not. I think our back testing shows, like they say on the script itself, it's like about 70% accurate. Wouldn't you love to have a 70% accuracy to tell you, like, hey, I bet the next candle is going to go this way 70% of the time. Then you add to that the multi-chart alignment. Then you add to that support and resistance levels. Then you add to that the market magnet, and then the scalping indicator. How strong was the move? You just, the data is going to help you. Is it near a $0.50 or a whole dollar? Watch some of my trading demonstration video, guys. I literally call the future out based on this, and I'm very, very accurate. So the only way we survive, by the way, is you subscribing, sharing, commenting, supporting us, thumbs up, because we don't sell courses. Everything here is free. I do try to funnel you to places that make money that I believe in, but I don't myself on this channel sell you anything. So just take the information and hopefully use it. Now, let's move on to what this video is really about. We're going to start at the beginning of time, back to the caveman days. No. Let me show you the default that you're going to get. For some reason it seems to pop off, but okay. So this is, now it's not a default chart, but the default, for the most part, you can go in and look and feel and change the colors here. But this is your typical volume indicator that, you know, probably 80% of all traders still use because they don't get the new cool stuff. And they're fine. They make money with this and they're fine. They don't even think about it. Others would probably do a lot better if they evolve with the times, but I'm not calling out names or anything. But what this is doing is this is showing you how much volume is coming in on these candles as they're forming. These candles are forming through price action. Let's just talk about the beginning of this a little bit so you understand. So you have the level 2 here, which is sort of like an auction. You have people that are bidding this price. They want 400, multiply this by 100. They want 400 shares and they're willing to pay this price. But they're asking over here this price and they have 300 shares. So how does this get figured out? Well, picture a bridge connecting the two people that are trying to make a deal, right? And in the middle there's like a toll booth, and that in that toll booth is what they call the market maker, and where they're the ones that are going to decide what that price is going to be. And it actually doesn't show the whole price here, but I don't think that's 30 cents. I bet it's closer. See how that's saying 242.30? It's actually saying it right at the bid, but I bet it's closer in here between these two. But anyway, usually their job, the market maker, is to try to get in the middle so that both people are happy and fill the order. So, but they skim off the top. That's their deal, right? They make tenths of a cent that adds up to millions and millions and millions of dollars for them. So they're doing quite well, right? And then after that transaction happens, this is normally filled up with time and sales. You'll see all the numbers and the shares, how many shares and what the price was. It'll fill in here, and it'll be red or green depending on whether it was ask or bid. And this would be the receipt. Since the market's closed, it's not filling in right now. So here the action happens. Everybody gets what they want, hopefully what they wanted it for. The market maker makes money and fills the order, keeps liquidity going in the market. Then the receipt shows up down here, and then all that happens in a split second, and then a candlestick forms. This is on a day chart. Oh, I can't open this up. Well, or everything will go away. But yeah, so then just picture this not being on a day, and the candlestick forms. Right now, this is a day. Each one of these is a day. But say you had a 1 minute or a 5 minute, you would see the candlestick form based on the receipt action that's happening here. So that you'd get a candlestick form, and then whatever volume you have down here, it would show. It's probably a good time just to reopen it. These would form, and then this volume would show. If you go over the candle over here, it shows you how much volume was in that candle. 134,000, right, in this one candle. See how big it is? So that formed, and the volume was shooting up as that formed. This was moving. These move up as these form. These move across. They move up and down and then across and make a pattern. So you're looking for, when you trade, you're also looking for patterns. I recommend Day Trading Volume 2, the Candlestick Pattern Playbook. That actually rates the accuracy of the patterns. Let's see if we can find a decent pattern here. Wow, the lame patterns here. There's a shooting star right here, right? It needs to be at the top of a trend, and it's not really a trend, but let's just see down here. Sorry, this is a rickshaw man. So a rickshaw man is a sign of a reversal. And the rickshaw man, 67.2%. I have the ratings down here, so in case I don't remember. 67.2% accurate that this move is going to turn around. And look what happened. Within moments, it turned around, right? So knowing your patterns is just one. You can't, it's all probability and outcome. You can't count on that pattern 100%, but it's one more little thing you want to put up for your analysis to go in and out of a trade. So learning patterns. Every professional trader knows patterns, guys. If you want to look at this one right here, this is a bull flag. So there's the pole. There's the flag. If the flag doesn't go down more than halfway from the pole, which it did not, you have an 82% chance that this is going to go up. And boy, did it go up. Now, typically, it's supposed to go up the length of the pole, but it didn't. So you have to be prepared. Since you got a spinning top here at that, then you're thinking, hey, that moves over, I need to turn around, and then you go down. So this is an inverted hammer, but normally at the bottom of a, anyway, we're not talking about patterns. So yeah, that's how this is formed from the level 2, creating a receipt, making a pattern, and then the volume will go up. So going back to what is here, that's how these get formed. So this is what most traders use to decide how strong is this move, how much volume was going that direction. Did it just drop off and it like that's telling you it's about to turn around? As you can see, as the sellers went down, it dropped off. It's like telling you, hey, there's not as many people selling here. And then you even had a doji or rickshaw man telling you it's going to turn around right here, and then a little bit more, and then it started to turn around, and there it was. So, you know, anything can happen, but the more you know, the better. So anyway, this is what you start with. You can pick these colors in the look and feel part. And this is what most traders, that's all they use to trade. It's just those two. Well, I mean, you know, the other parts of their platform, but I mean on a chart. Let's see how that evolved, okay? So the first iteration is this one right here, which is called the enhanced volume indicator. So what this does is now, I saw one of these before and then I coded my own. I'm a coder, so I made it a little bit different, but a lot of people had this before I ever put mine out, so they're around. I personally like the mechanics of mine, but this is showing you how many buyers and sellers are in each candle now. So it actually shows you the strength. So plus, you don't have to go over the candlestick to see what the last volume was of the candlestick and the current volume is. Now, this is really low because this is stopped at the end of Friday afternoon in post-market. So this is showing you the very last candle. That's why it's not going to coincide with up here. But if I go there, it's going to be really boring. So I want you to see this. But so this enhanced volume indicator, it says DTS, that's Day Trading for Success, this channel. I will make this available for free for you on this video, so you can get this. And that's what we do here. We give away stuff for free. Now, not every indicator I have here is going to be for free, so your choice whether you want it or not. I'll have links to it. But there's a lot that we offer for free on this channel. If you go to episode 287, you'll see Charlie. She's on the cover of that episode 287. There's 7 free scripts on there. So a bunch of them will be on this right here today. So anyway, this is how volume progressed. There's different kinds of volume now. We're just in the beginning idea of what volume is. There's a lot of content here, so stay tuned. It's exciting. So now, what could you do that could make that better, right? Well, let's find out. You can see there's a whole bunch more here. So now we go on to the next one. Now, this is one that I came up with myself, if I do say so myself. Very happy with it. And this is called the seller's indicator. Now, what's different about this, right? So this also has the column, what the last one was, what this one is, and they're blue instead of green or red, and then it only shows the sellers and exactly how strong they were in each candle. I used this indicator for like a year. I love this indicator until things got better. But this is better than the enhanced volume indicator in my opinion, but some people still would swear by that, and some people don't think you should get any better indicator. They just go with the default. Just depends on what you like to do. I learned to read not only read the patterns of where the sellers were in the columns, but I also learned to read the pattern of the columns, and that added to the fact of the overall strength as I looked at this. So I got to be really good at this. I could call the trades pretty well, just based on this one indicator. So this is giving you all the same information, but just a little bit different by just emphasizing the sellers. I was always worried about it going the opposite direction, if I was playing it long, what was going on with all the short sellers going down? When were they getting out or getting in to go short? So this is another iteration that is for free for you, and there's a video that shows how to use it on the channel. Just type in seller's indicator and this will come up, but this will be free and you can mess around with it yourself. Now remember, if you have to bring it into your study, and all these indicators that I have, you highlight and copy. Don't click on them. Don't click the links. Highlight and copy. Go into your setup, open shared item, hit Control V, preview, and import. And then it'll be in your studies right here. It'll be in there. So then you just type in enhanced volume, or DTS in this case, and it will come right up, and then you move it over into your chart. It'll come up here, and then you move it over here. You just add selected, and it'll pop in over here and apply. Okay, and that's the same with any study that I'm showing you. There's a couple of differences as we get into the volume profile, but in case I forget to say that. So, this is a really good study, really behind it. And if I was you, I would just take the free indicators, whether you want to use it or not. You might want to use it one day, and they're free, and I'm not sure they'll always be for free, or I'll always be here. So, you should snag that if you're into trading. This is a really cool indicator that I developed myself. Now, I believe this one and the next one I'm about to show you are all on TradingView if you type in DTS. Somebody said that it wasn't, so if anybody's listening and can help them, it should still be there. I don't trade on TradingView. I know Alan, who is here in the studio a lot, does. I can ask him to look them up next week, but it should be available by just type, because I made them free over there. And the next one I'm about to show you, I did as well. So anyway, there's that iteration. And now we move on. What could possibly be better? Well, I'll show you. So now we're going to go into the scalping indicator here. So now this shows not just the sellers, but the buyers, and it shows the percentage of them. Now this must be on the last candle that closed. It must have been going straight down. Remember, so this will be moving and changing as this candle is forming, as these are moving up and down. This is in your face, moving and changing. Also gives you the last and the current, and you always want to see the strength by looking at how the last closed. Hey, did the current one, is it stronger or weaker than the last? Now these will be into the thousands and thousands, but this is the end of the market. That's why it looks that way. But anyway, this is the scalping indicator. This is the one recently put out that has no decimals, so it's easier to read, and this is going to be free for you. So take it while it lasts. There is no better indicator for scalping and day trading on 1 or even 5-minute charts. It is really designed for 1 minute, like fast, because the way I annotate it to, if you watch the videos and you see me talk about it a lot, is that you're waiting for the momentum. You're up on a wave, you're surfing, and you start to see these moves, these numbers like 60%, 70%, 80%, 90% green. And you're like, Jesus, jump on the wave. You jump on the surfboard and you ride that puppy. You just don't hit the rocks. Get off that. Get off. Set your goal. Am I going up 5 cents, 10 cents with my 100 shares? And then get out. So it's not going to be forever. That wave will come to an end, but the scalping indicator does really help you for those short-term trends, short-term moves. It's really designed for fast scalping, and it was a game changer for traders. Now remember, when you're watching the level 2, it's great to get proficient with large caps. This isn't that big of a deal, because you can't large cap traders that try to spoof or put large amounts in rarely can move the stock. Sometimes, and I annotated to, like, if you're seeing lots of volume coming in, you see something like this. Well, let's give a better example. Okay, here's a better one. So you see, look at how tall that is, right? So this should be like this long, but it's not. It's only about that long with all that volume, right? What's happening that the price isn't moving past those 2 points, and it should be, because look at it, well, it's going back and forth. They're battling, just like churning up, winding up to pop. And what I mean by that is, you might see, so this means you multiply this by 100. So this is 8,000 shares, right? So 80 times 100 is 8,000 shares. So when you see this, you see the volume going up, and you look at, and you watch this number on your level 2, and you watch it go 7, 6, 4, 2, get ready, 1, boom, it's gone. And now all the rest of the orders below it need to start to get filled. So the stock moves like a pop. So that's why reading level 2 is an art. Now, mostly it's something you should learn if you can. Mostly that's for, small cap, micro cap, sometimes mid cap, not really for large cap, mega cap, because it takes a lot to move those stocks. But as the stock gets cheaper and there's more shares, that action where the volume is going really high, but the price is barely moving, that's usually because somebody's stalling it with a large share size. So you want to watch that, and then that's a good thing. But why I brought that up was, the next step after that sale is made and the receipt goes through in a split second, guess what? You've got continuing information over here. So this tells you what happened. So it continues that information to help you make the choice to get out of that trade if you just got in it, or if you just got out of it to get back in it. Now you've got even more information than the level 2. That's why the people that are in the prop firms and the religious traders that are making millions of dollars a year doing high momentum and battling around the high frequency trades, they love the scalping indicator because now it gives them one more point of information. Now, some of them are so good it doesn't even matter, but I'm just speaking generally, so, and I do know some of those that it just gets to be like you're part of the market, But, so this is an amazing volume gauging indicator with so much more information. So that was an evolution of how this went, and it's really the highest it has evolved. This is like the AI of volume indicators. I recommend getting that. Now, there are different types of ways to judge price action with volume. So we're going to talk about that, which is the volume profile. So these are going to be horizontal lines. So now this is the volume profile set for intraday, but it's set for 1 day because I can't, if I set it for intraday, it would go blank because there is no trading going on today. Typically, I like to set this for today up here rather than 1 day. This should say today. But I'm to show you, I can't show you that. So I will show you in a minute with on demand to see if we can get something to move here. But it's very hit or miss with on demand. But this is the point of control, what they call it, which is the average volume for all of this combined. This is where the strongest volume was. It was at that price. So you look over at that price, $242.72. That's the point of control. That's the controlling price, and price will tend to gravitate to this. It's really gravitating to price, but I like to look at it the other way around where the candlesticks are alive. Now, if this was on intraday, these candlesticks would be all around this. It's because of how it is on today. It's not reading it properly. Now, this is the volume coming in at different price levels that it averaged to get that point of control. So it's showing you by horizontal lines. The next strongest price down was right here. It was 242.74, and then 242.70, and then 242.67. See what I'm doing here? Until all the way down here, and then you jump up here, it was 243.01. It was more volume up above it. So there's a battle going on right here as well. And a lot of people will call these valleys, cliffs and valleys, troughs and peaks. And they know that if they're trading in this area and it's just suddenly nothing here, that's either going to mean it's going to jump all the way to the next price, or it's just like, oh, there's nobody picking up my action. It's going to go the other way. So there's an art to read this. Now, when this typically opens, I keep doing the wrong thing. When this typically opens here, go to the gear wheel here. This on expansion says yes here. So I'm going to go back to what you typically see. Apply. See. Typically, it will be over here, and you'll have it for a different time frame, maybe a 5 minute or something. Now, people are mostly we're used to reading it this way until the advent of COVID, where so many new traders came in that the intraday trading got to be much more reliable, what you could count on with volume. This is my point of view, but a lot of people agree with me. So, using, it's not like people didn't used to use this for intraday with the setting that I set it for, but it was less often. And then they would read their price action here because when they're doing that, and this is the overall area that it would trade, the average that's spaced at 70% right here. And then there's the point of control. That's like their default that they set it for. So a lot of people got very good at reading this and adding it to their, to one more thing they looked at when they made a decision. So you can read it this way. I used to mark the levels, but this is constantly going to move. But I used to mark levels where there were valleys or levels where there were peaks to help me remember if it happened to be hitting, So you look at that like that's a support and resistance level right at that little peak. So that would tell me something about how much I should respect this. Like it's going to drop. It's going to drop off back to this peak. So it's going to drop off that many cents. So I'd be looking at that and marking those things. Some people might not say that's the way you read it. Okay. There's so many varying opinions, right? But it's drawn this way, so that there's a way you can read these movements with price action. So however you want to determine what's going to happen, that's what happens. And then the next level up, if you are an intraday trader, get that right, is to hit this one button right here and say no, and it's going to move. And then you can also move a whole bunch of things down here too. You can change colors, you can change the percentages, depending on how much you know about it. You be careful when you screw around with this stuff. The opacity, you might want it to be not so dark, so you could change those blue lines to maybe be something like that, 30, and we'll show you. I wouldn't change the 70 without, now this is much lighter here, see? You might want it that way. Plus, I moved it back to the left. So, and now this is another indicator down here that's the same as the scalping indicator, only it's got different labels that are kind of fun. It's forgotten prayers and current prayers, and then good versus evil. A lot of people like that. A lot of people scream and yell at their screen and pray for the right move. So that's what this indicator is. But it's based on the same mathematical mechanics as the other ones. But it's the same thing, roughly. But I think it's kind of cool. Okay, so that was the volume profile. Now we're going to see, well, how could you possibly make that better? How could that evolve like all the volume indicators did on the bottom? Well, the volume profile indeed has evolved. And this is the one that I have to go on demand for. So let's see where we are, October 4th. Is that, no, it's not. Is it thinking? Okay, it's moving. Sometimes it just won't move. So, but let me talk to you about what this is. On demand is really hard to. This is another one of these down here. This is this power of the force. So all these are available. I'll have links to them. That's kind of cool because it's got the Sith and the Jedi and all that. But what happens here is, let me see if this can, see how we do this. Somebody showed me like excite the, let's go the other way. Let's excite the, let's get up near where I actually would trade. See if it moves. Anything with on demand is an arduous process. Any move you make, this opens up and but it's a good way to back test on things. Wow, it's out of the magnet now. The action has moved it way down. So this is formally the point of control. This is the market magnet that's set at 50%, and it's showing you where you should expect the stock to turn around with the high and low of that range. And then the volume as it moves across the screen. I don't know, Apple's like a big dinosaur, but it might move for us here. As it moves across the screen, you know, if a lot of price action moves in here, this magnet will pull down and hammers the price down. If the price action moves up here, then the magnet moves up, and it lets you know, like, this is about to go, it's about to pop up. So this, and it has labels showing the peak and the trough prices, the magnet prices, and then the high and the low of the day. Like, there's the high up there, you can see. So it gives you a lot of information, and then on a stock that is moving with more volume, this is an incredible tool because it moves along with you. I have a lot of videos using it that you can see how amazing this is. So I use this instead of the standard volume profile that I used to tweak the heck out of. Now it's all tweaked for me. Similar mechanics, a little bit more dynamic, and it's made for large cap. So if you're a large cap trader and you want to scalp large cap, this is like a no-brainer to get the market magnet. I will have a link to that. This is one of the ones that isn't for free. Unfortunately, it's very popular, along with some of the others I'm going to show you here. So this is really the end of the volume evolution of where things went. You know, now I have a lot of custom indicators, like this goes off as an alarm, shows you trends on a day chart. You can put it on different charts. Here's the multi-chart alignment over here on a 5-minute. This is the trading dashboard, which often will have, I just trade market, but you can also get this with the ask and the bid and the spread, so that it's right in your face. So there's a lot of cool things on the channel here, a lot of cool links if you want to get them. But if we go back to this, I think I did cover this, right? I covered how the arrows, yeah. So this is another, and the half and whole dollars. I think I talked about all that already. So when you take the market magnet along with the half and whole dollars, along with the buy-sell oscillator, before you put any support and resistance lines on, first of all, you can trade like that. It's not that busy. You have all this information telling you, see how it's been telling you it's going to turn around, telling you it's going to turn around. This one was wrong, but telling you it's going to turn around. It's not right every single time, but then you look at other indicators to help you, because these were probably telling you it's going straight up, you know. So, and then depending on what this said, yeah, this was green near the top, so I would have been less likely to have confidence that it's going to turn around. But then as it went down, I would have had more confidence. Often you just wait one candle and it comes true. Then it turned around again. So that buy-sell oscillator, another one, you have to buy it. Unfortunately, they're cheap though. And there's a link to get them at the $1 Million Margin Club. So there's 3, I think, here that you buy. All the rest are free. And I would get the free ones no matter what. And I think I covered everything on this video that I wanted to talk about. Please remember to subscribe and give us a thumbs up if you found this helpful and getting all these free scripts. I know what normally happens is people just, well, not normally, but a lot of people just get the scripts and leave. But, you know, it's no skin off your nose to say stay subscribed, and then people look at the channel as a more popular channel. So it's helpful to just leave your name on. And you might want to see some of the content that comes out, because I'm going to be coming out. And then you might get you don't have to put on, please advise me of every new video. But if you want to do that, there will be new custom scripts coming out. There will be a swing trading strategy coming out. Right now, we focus mostly on the RV strategy, and we focus on the 4 open strategies, and then the Holy Grail strategy, which is in the companion book of Day Trading Volume 4. So we're constantly showing live demonstrations of those different strategies. Remember, trade in a sim first, speak to a financial advisor, but we're just here trying to show you different ways to trade, different ways it might go for you if you made all the right choices. Sometimes I have wrong choices as well, but mostly it's successful, and it's because I base my moves on these indicators and these strategies. So, you know, it's a journey, guys, to learn to day trade, and sometimes it takes years, and this might seem overwhelming to you. So just take it slow. Introduce one indicator at a time on a simulator. See if it makes sense to you. And then maybe you could add another one. Here's another one down here. There's the MACD. This is free on Thinkorswim right down here. you know, and there's a whole bunch of videos on how to read this, you know. I keep this on the 5 minute just to sort of confirm what I'm thinking. I'm trying to confirm without getting analysis paralysis with all the different indicators. Now, I set this up like this just to show you. It's normally not like this, obviously, but I do have a lot of indicators, layouts available for free. So just go back a couple of videos or type in free layout and you'll find all these different. I just did a video, got my YouTube open here. Yeah, the free 1 and 5 minute professional layout. That's on episode, what episode is that? 99, 300, 301 it looks like, episode 301. So anyway, guys, listen, thanks so much for watching. Always stay inquisitive and go green out there, and I will see you soon.